Today's children are very tech savvy. You give a mobile to them, within seconds they know how to operate it. Whereas you struggle with that for days together. You give them an iPad or a laptop, very quickly they are able to do so many things with that. So that way their knowledge level is also much higher than what it was during our days. Their understanding of the society is one thing which I see as a problem. See, today's children, most of the children, I am covering only the children of our background, the middle class and the upper middle class children who are coming to our school. To some extent, some children from the lower strata of the society are coming, and recently you have started taking in children from the, under the right to education, you have started taking some children from the poorest strata of the society. Their problems cannot be compared with our problem, the other children's problem. For them we require a separate kind of approach. The amount of struggle they go through, the condition in which they are brought up, the problems they face in the young age itself within their home, the lifestyle of their parents, that is totally different from our other children. But I am talking about our majority. The majority of our children are coming from a background where the parents do not have time to spare for them. Most of the time, the parents are too busy with their work. And when the child comes home happily, sharing something, they don't have patience to listen. A child comes home and says that, Daddy, I got the first mark today. A father says, okay, good. So another father says, so what? The child wants to show the mark sheet. She wants a pat. That is not available in many families. So that is where the problem for the child starts. How many of us know the background of the child which we are teaching? Raise your hands. How many of you know the background of all your children who are in your class? No, principal cannot know the background of all the 4,000 or 10,000 children. But those who are class teachers, you will have 50 to 55 students. How many of you know the complete background of the children? Not all. Yeah. See, this is one area where we have to focus, I feel. Today, the children, they lack that attention at home and they look forward for somebody. See, in the Coimbatore school, when I had gone for the annual day, there was somebody from the prisons, an officer from the prisons had come. He was sharing his experience. He was telling in the open stage that I deal with different type of people who are considered to be all criminals. But when we talk to them, we understand. For example, one particular very famous case of a cine actor's daughter. It came up in a lot of newspapers and all. He was sharing that. He was saying that that girl was saying that she was sent to the jail for some time. She was saying that in my family, I don't get any affection. I have enough of money. All latest gadgets are available at home. But I don't get affection from my father or mother. So I started developing a relationship with somebody who is, in comparison to their status, he is from a very low strata of the society. This is not unique. This is very common today. One of my colleagues was telling me that I have been concentrating so much on my work in the office that I never had time to spend with my children. And finally, my daughter, she got into an affair with a boy against the will of the community. That officer is from North India, from a very traditional society where you marry outside the caste, you are killed. But this girl happened to get into a love affair with a South Indian of a totally different caste. Somehow, finally, at least, he did not have that mind to murder the daughter. He got them married and sent them away from that place. So this is one area where this I am covering because earlier speaker was talking about the adolescence. This is one particular area I want that all our class teachers, they should know the background of the children, what the parents are, what the mother and father are doing. You will know who is the father and mother. That much everybody will know, I know. But you have to know little more than that. In Japan, they have a practice that periodically the class teacher has to go and visit the parents. So only when you go to the house, you understand the situation in the house. And most of the families today, the interpersonal relationships between husband and wife is becoming a big problem which is affecting the children. Some of you might have read one of the famous stories of one Mrs. Thompson, who was a teacher. She narrates, a child is brought to her class. She is handling class 5. The boy has been studying in that school, but she does not know that boy till class 4. This boy is so dirty, very shabby, very careless, does not study, always failing in the subject. And one fine day she looks at the boy's past record and finds that the previous class teachers have always written that this boy was an excellent boy. Then only she realizes that something is wrong. Then she starts interacting with the boy and he says that my father passed away. My mother is in distress. Then that teacher starts taking care of that boy. And one day he becomes a great man. And he sends a birthday gift that I have reached this stage all because of you. And there are so many children who long for that affection. Mrs. Sandhi was talking about the class 5 headmistress the boy was searching for. During my childhood, my father was a very strict person. He used to beat me left and right till I get, even if it is bleeding, he does not mind. He used to beat me like that. And in spite of that, I was naughty and my mother was very affectionate. But my father was also very affectionate, but he is a strict disciplinarian. I have great regards for him. But I always used to go to a teacher who was teaching me from class 8 onwards. One lady teacher called Muttamma. What course I should study after I studied in that school only up to class 10, then I went for PU. Those days, pre-university was there. But even after pre-university, I went only to her to consult what course to be decided. College time, I became a student leader. There were so many problems. I used to go to that teacher, ask her for advice. I developed an infatuation in the college days. I went and discussed with her, what is this? What should I do? So that way there are many children who will be always looking for you as your guide, your mother, mentor, and you are the mothers for them. So this is one major area. If you can address the problem of the child, you can understand. So please try and find out the background of the child, interact with the parents, and according to that you build up your mind and decide how to treat a child. Now when you go to these problems of the children, what are the problems we come across? List out the problems of the children we are coming across. Tell me one by one. Not regular in work, okay. Coming late to the school. Disobedience. Lack of concentration. Absenteeism. Pardon? Arrogance, okay. Infatuation, distraction, okay. So every problem is there with the children. Now you have to analyze what is the root cause for every problem. If the child is coming late, it is because of the parents, especially in our schools. So we can never punish the children. We have to punish only the parents. Because you know that they are the ones who are bringing them to the school. In our days, we will be roaming around and reaching late. But nowadays, the child does not have that freedom. A child has to sit in the scooter or car and reach the school. And if the parent is doing a mistake, you cannot punish the child. Similarly, absenteeism. There will be only few exceptional cases where the child has left home but disappeared, went to an internet parlor or went with some friends, went to beach. This all we are also coming across. But majority cases are different. So when there are these exceptional cases, you have to find out. That how you can find out? Only from the peers. So you have to have a system within the class to get feedback from the other children on what is happening. Then you can address the issue with this particular child. See, a child which is naughty becomes naughty because of the circumstance. There is one instance which one psychiatrist has shared in a book. A child was very adamant in the class. A girl will not reply to any question. You keep disturbing her and try to find out what is the problem, she will put some blame on somebody else. So the teacher tries to counsel her, and she is not able to succeed. She calls the mother and father, tells them this is what is happening. Both father and mother start shouting at that girl in front of the teacher. You are useless. You are bringing us such a bad name. You are horrible. Unless you correct yourself, we will throw you out of the house. Nothing changes. The child continues to be the same. Finally, the teacher decides that the child should be taken to a psychiatrist. the psychiatrist is interacting. She is asking, are you adamant? Yes, I am adamant. Why you are adamant? Because my father as well as mother are always adamant. Why do you put blame on others? My mother always put the blame on my father. And the father does the same to my mother. So this nature of the child has to be understood. Once you understand the problem, it is easy to correct it. And mainly what is lacking in these children who are naughty is the lack of affection. And most of the time you will also find that if these naughty children are directed in the correct path, they will be excelling. So that is one area you have to be careful. Failing in the class, who is responsible? Teacher. Or you? Many factors, yes. So what is important is to find out what are the factors for this failure. A child might have some learning disability, or as you said, a child is distracted, not concentrating. Then we have to find out what is the distraction. Depending on the age, the distraction will be different. And once you address that, the child will improve. And these issues can be tackled well at the lower level, lower classes. Once at the lower classes, these children are taught properly, they will grow as good children, except some problems arise during the phase of adolescence. Some good children become very bad, some bad children become very good during the stage of adolescence. So this is one area you can look into, and this indiscipline which you are talking about, different types of indiscipline. Indiscipline is not understood by all of us as same. Some things which we consider as indiscipline may not be really indiscipline. Now within a classroom, teacher is out, the children start playing. Is it indiscipline? The teacher has instructed that you should keep your mouth shut. Don't open your mouth. I will come in 10 minutes. No child will keep the mouth shut. It's not indiscipline. So in the classroom, when you are dealing with the children, you understand their psychology and address that. Give them some freedom. Give them freedom to question. Today many speakers in the morning were saying, allow children to ask questions. Allow children to commit mistakes. Many of you are there from Kerala. The Kerala Sastra Sahitya Parishad, when it started intervene in school education, the first thing they did was a movement called Open the Kit movement. In the school, lot of kids were there for conducting science experiment. It will be taken out only on the day the inspector or the CEO comes to the school, government schools. So that day they just open it, show it, and he is also satisfied. Yes, you have everything. Then this ASP activists were asking the teachers, okay, you have that, but you are not using. If we start using, the children will break it. Mostly it is all glass. We have to keep it safe till the next inspection comes. So then they started campaigning that at least let them learn something by breaking it. Let it break. But open those kits. And today, if Kerala is ahead of other states in education, one prime reason is the role of the Kerala Sastra Sahitya Parishad, which has done a lot of studies and intervened in the school education. So today my problems which we are seeing in the children can be addressed if you understand the child and the background of the child. And some of the famous scientists, they have always been known as naughty people. See, Galileo, one of the greatest scientists, there is a story about him. When he was a small boy in the studying, not very small, a bit grown up boy, those days there was no class system. One day the teacher was teaching about the human anatomy, and the teacher was saying that the men have 32 teeth and women have 30. Next day Galileo comes back to the school, tells the teacher, "Sir, what you taught me yesterday was wrong." The teacher is furious, as you will be, isn't it? I have studied for so many years, so much, and you are saying this is wrong. What is wrong? How do you say that it is wrong? And he says, simple thing I did. I went home. I asked my mother to open her mouth. I found she has 32 teeth. I asked my father to open the mouth. He counted it. He also has 32. So what you taught me was wrong. So allow those children to ask that questions. Encourage that curiosity. Thomas Alva Edison, as a small boy, he was sent out of the school saying that this fellow is a misfit. He is not fit to study in this school. So the mother was the one who was teaching him. One day she had gone out. The boy was alone at home. He had been watching within this house, in the corner of the one room. The mother used to keep some husk and put many eggs in that, and on top of that one hen will come and sit. And after 21 days he finds that lot of chicks are coming out. So when mother had gone, he put some 10 eggs in that place. So he sat on it to find out what will happen. You know what would have happened. The mother comes back. This boy is crying. She says, "What happened?" "No, I tried to do some experiment with the egg. See my pants, all eggs spoiled." She says, "Good, my dear son, don't worry. You will one day become a great scientist. You wanted to know what happens with the egg when the hen sits and use it. Good." She encouraged. Will you do that as a mother? We don't. That is the difference. Darwin, as a child, he used to go to the jungle and pick up all kind of insects and come bring it and keep it in the bedroom. Some will survive, some will start crawling within the house, some die and smell. The mother and father get angry with him. But that curiosity in him to study the insects made him to find out the theory of evolution. So many of these children, you please understand that when they are trying to do something different, trying to do something naughty, find out what exactly is in them. Encourage them. They will really shine in their classes. You go to anybody's house nowadays, evening, the parents are glued to the TV. The children are glued to the computer. No activity is seen in the house. But that children, if they use that internet for the right purpose, they can learn quite a lot. And the serials which our people are watching these days, they teach all rubbish only. Morality. If there is anything which has to be learned, first thing you will have to close all these TVs, serials. Always the man will have 2 wives or more. The woman will be always branded as she trying to seduce the men always, or arrogant. And the gender sensitization is one thing which is also a problem with the children. Children do not understand. Today morning, people were talking about caste, creed, religion, how it is getting into the child's mind because of what they see in the home, the parents, how they behave. But most of the time, the children are with you. So you can change them. So once you find that the children are bit naughty, try to analyze, try to support them. I will tell you some practical cases which our children, our teachers have handled. In our metric school, there was a boy, Shankar Raja, a very naughty, arrogant, wild student. He will come in a motorcycle, zoom around, go and hit somewhere, get hospitalized, again comes back, again takes the bike. Father could not control, mother could not control. Mother is a professor in a college, father was a bank officer. At one point of time, we were thinking that we will send out that child. Then I was thinking, what will happen to this boy if we send out? Only think the solution the parents will find is, they will go and put him in that Namakul or Rasipuram schools, which are the real jails. And this boy will, I don't know what will happen to him. So that time I agreed that I will be his mentor. You put him in my charge. I seldom go to school, but whenever I go to school, I used to call that boy, allow him to sit with me and talk. That itself made a lot of difference for him. Being able to sit across the correspondent of the school. Then I found out that the real reason was that the parents were always comparing him with his elder brother, who has done his doctorate and he is studying in, he is working in US. So they always keep telling him, yes, your elder brother Anna was so good. He was so good in his studies. He was so obedient. You are useless. So that made him to feel that he should prove that he is useless. What this parent will do? If I fail, what is going to happen? That is the arrogance got developed. But over a period of time, he handed over the motorcycle to me. And one day he assured me, sir, I will not bring down the school's name. I assure you. And he kept up his word. This year there was a girl that psychiatrist was also talking about headaches. A girl keeps on getting headache. They also went for all kind of scan. Nothing could be identified. Then I told our counselor and the principal that there are some problems which I know of their family. So you take care of that child. I want that child to pass. So our teachers that took that extra care, They took the girl to their house. For months together, that child stayed in the house of the class teacher and studied. And no headache was there. No fits came, whereas she was getting fits otherwise. And she passed out. So, what I am saying is that you all agree that there are no problem child, and you also agree that there are so many problems with the children. So our role as teachers, as mentors, as mothers is to identify the problem, find out the root cause of the problem and solve that. That makes a lot of difference. See, 100% mark, state rank, that gives a lot of good name to us, to the institution as a whole. But the difference you can make in the life of an individual child, that is much more important. Because without that, that child might become a very bad citizen of this country and can ruin this country. And today, as in the morning the speakers were saying, you have that greatest opportunity of taking care of the lives of 30,000 children. Give them the correct orientation on what should be their vision for the country, what should be their vision for their life, and bring them up as good citizens. The country will change. The country will become a superpower. I will end with a small story which many of these teachers I might have already shared with you that story. In Greek, there was a philosopher. He was known for his knowledge. So he was brought to a village to give a talk. And there was a little boy, a very naughty little boy. He was thinking, how can one person know everything? I will prove him wrong. So when this man was brought and asked to sit in the stage, the boy goes running to him and wishes him, sir, I am very glad you came to our village. You are a great man, I was told. I want a small answer. He is holding within his palm a small little hummingbird. And he asked a question. Sir, you tell me whether it will live or it will die. With a decision that he can prove him wrong. If he says it will live, just crush. Says it will die, just open the palm. Very simple. But that great man just thought for a second and said, my dear little boy, it is in your hands. The life and death of that bird is in your hands. Same way the future of our children are in your hands. Thank you, Ananda.
Conclusion. Concluding remarks. We had two excellent topics. Madam had been taking adolescents. She had been working with the neglected society. Madam spoke about oneness, one's inner self. She said about the different arrows and its effect. A delicate topic which was dealt excellently with practical examples. Our secretary and correspondent Franco, he took a wonderful session. Mostly it was an interactive session. He has listed many reasons for problems with children. lacking in giving appreciation, lacking in giving affection. Teachers should know the problems of their class children with real example of his own. Children are longing for affection. Please give affection. Understand the child and their background. He said so many examples with scientists. Galileo and 32 teeth. Edison and the eggs. Darwin. So let us try to understand the children, find out the root cause of the problem and solve the problems. I hope these topics will have a kindling effect in your mind. All the best. Thank you.
I wish to thank our chairperson for conducting the deliberations very smoothly without a hitch. I also thank the audience for making the session very lively. Thank you. Yeah. Right now, we'll be having the open house session at the venue we were there in the morning. So kindly report to the same hall immediately after this.
Check, 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 check.